What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another reaction video. We got the disturbing truth of the Dallas Cowboys. Let's check this out.
America's team.
Now, we all know Dallas just, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's one thing about them, bro. You know, they always play good in the regular season, but it's just when they get to the playoffs, they just fucking vanish, gang. And, like, I know a lot of people will put the blame on Dak, bro. I'm just not that type of person to really just blame one player for a team's downfall. Like, bro, there's 10 other players out there playing with him.
I think the Dallas Cowboys
it's not just him, bro.
Organization in football had ever done.
The story was great about this life.
Tonight, Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones is facing a lawsuit, suing him in court.
Damn.
Agreed to buy some cocaine and
the fuck? Cocaine? I should have known Jerry Jones was on that shit, bro. It all makes sense now why he pays his star players so late.
It started something. I just wish never would have happened.
Police say he was trying to set up his own drug cartel.
With
The fuck?
slurs by ringleaders of the mob.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing that.
I'm Jimmy Johnson. I own this town. I own pro football.
Suggesting he might fire his coach.
Well, that means the end of the trail for the man who for 3 turbulent decades shaped what came to be called America's team.
The Dallas Cowboys, often called America's team, holds a unique place in the landscape of American sports. This nickname reflects their widespread popularity and success in the 1900s. However, the moniker is as much an anchor as a badge of honor, burdening the team with pressure that has resulted in a disappointing few decades, interspersed with scandal and outrage. As the famous Cowboy Star logo became a symbol of excellence and pride, beneath it lies a troubling narrative. From substance abuse to racism to organizational mismanagement.
Yeah, bro, heavy on that last part, gang.
Racism to organization.
Heavy on this part right here. Organizational mismanagement. Bro, I don't know what the hell Jerry Jones is fucking doing. He probably doesn't even know what the hell he's doing at this point.
Expansion team,
he needs to just, you know what I'm saying, retire.
Tough. But under the stewardship of legendary coach Tom Landry, it took just 6 seasons for the Dallas Cowboys to establish themselves as a serious player. Landry led the team to a conference championship appearance in 1966, which kickstarted a stretch of 8 consecutive playoff seasons, featuring their first Super Bowl win and another Super Bowl loss.
Bro, why is his
look? In 1971,
the fuck was his lips looking like that, gang?
After their entry into the NFL, and they only had to wait another 6 seasons to win their second. The Cowboys were the talk of the town, garnering the biggest crowds and most frequent high-profile television appearances. For that reason, they were labeled America's team by the editor-in-chief of NFL Films. They were the biggest names in the sport and enjoyed plenty of admiration as a result. For those lucky players who got to represent the star, the prestige and admiration were sometimes too hot to handle. Inflated egos and intense pressure brought about the dark side of a locker room, and all the gory details were laid bare in a fascinating book called North Dallas 40. In a semi-autobiographical account of life in the locker room, Peter Gent, a former Cowboys wide receiver, reveals the gritty, dark side of life as a football player. The book was turned into a popular film, to which offensive tackle George Stark told the Washington Post in 1979 that most of what you see is close to what happens. That in itself is pretty concerning, given the violence, racism, drug, and fueled party atmosphere depicted in the story. Jen's story tells of players raiding the trainer's medicine cabinet for speed and painkillers.
The hell?
Referencing the
this organization is nothing full of druggies, gang. What the hell y'all got going on in Dallas?
So much that he was surprised no one
the hell?
died. Amyl nitrate is a medicine designed to relieve the pain of angina attacks, relax blood vessels, and increase the supply of blood.
If y'all don't know what angina means, that's chest pains.
Name for amyl nitrate are poppers. The Associate Commissioner for Regulatory Affairs explained the dangers of these. She said that it was used too often. They can often cause difficulty breathing, extreme drops in blood pressure, decreases in blood oxygen levels, seizures,
shit,
coma, and even death.
God damn.
It also mentions racism, pointing out that black players were not allowed to live near the practice field in the early 1960s.
Bro.
Instead,
I mean, it was 1960s, but goddamn, even in football, nigga.
In interviews following
Shit.
the release of the story, Gent expressed his shock
Niggas can't
that
bend the
in
rules just a little bit.
America, Dallas could have an NFL franchise, and that black players could not live near the practice field in North Dallas. The Tampa Bay
Wow.
that former defensive back Mel Renfrew
Fuck you.
the right to live in an all-white area of North Dallas. In the article, he reveals that head coach Tom Landry used to say, "Fellas, we know what's going on here. We don't particularly agree with it, but that's the way it is. So we have to do what we can so we don't create unnecessary problems." This sets the stage for the racist undertones that laid the foundations of the early Dallas Cowboys era. The rest of North Dallas 40 provides an insight into the violent nature of the sport and the drug and alcohol abuse that comes hand in hand with it. It is the dark side of the glamorous sport that captivates the nation, shining a light on the issues that plague a locker room after the on-field action finishes. It is easy to forget that these players have complex lives going on behind closed doors. And Peter Gent's book details the dark side of the Dallas Cowboys in the 60s.
Okay.
Let me gave context to some of the scandals that emerged from Dallas in the years that followed. Between
crime, and
1970 and
drugs.
1990, the Cowboys won 2 Super Bowls and lost 3. But there were plenty of non-sports related headlines from the team. One person who perfectly reflected the violence and drug abuse depicted in North Dallas 40 was linebacker Thomas Hollywood Henderson. Henderson was with the Cowboys between 1975 and 1979.
I had no idea, bro. I had no idea all this shit was going on, bro. Like, I knew about the racism shit with Jerry Jones, but bro, sexual acts, drugs, like, bro, what the hell?
Of cocaine and sex, spending $10,000 a week on the drug while playing in the NFL to satisfy his addiction.
Nah,
Henderson
gang.
would even smuggle an inhaler spiked with liquid cocaine.
What the fuck is, bro? Okay, bro. What? Okay. I'm not gonna be pausing this video too many times, but bro, how addicted to drugs do you have to be to have liquid cocaine in an inhaler? Bro, come on, bro. Let's be for real.
Henderson was an alcoholic and
Oh
violent.
my
Eventually,
gosh.
his chaotic and dangerous lifestyle led to an inevitable demise. Henderson had picked up 2 teenage girls and taken them back to his flat, where they were forced to perform acts in exchange for drugs. As a result, he was arrested for abuse and providing cocaine to a minor, spending.
Oh my gosh, bro. Oh my gosh, bro. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it through this video. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it through this fucking video game. I'm telling you right now. What the hell do you mean? You got pedophilia and shit going on? What the? Okay, let's try and make it through this video, guys, bro.
28 months.
God damn.
Thankfully, Henderson
He only got 28 months? Bro, give this nigga life.
To label his arrest as a blessing. He now works as a motivational speaker, helping.
Okay, at least he turned his life around. Shit.
The same route.
Oh.
Cocaine usage caused yet more problems for the Cowboys in the 1980s.
Okay.
When 4 players became embroiled in a federal cocaine investigation. Harvey Martin, Tony Dorsett, Ron Springs, and Larry Bethea all emerged on FBI wiretaps as users of cocaine, which was particularly troubling for the Cowboys brand, given that 3 of them were starters. Scandals such as this.
Bro, they even got the backups doing it.
40 did not
Holy
help the
shit.
Cowboys shed their reputation of an out-of-control locker room. Things got worse a few years later, with celebrated kicker Raphael Septien being arrested in 1987 for aggravated molestation of a minor, a 10-year-old girl. And
Oh my fucking gosh, bro. Oh my gosh. Yo. I'm trying to make it through this fucking video, bro. This shit is 38 minutes long. I do not want this video to be a whole hour.
It was a complex story. Septien managed to reduce his charges to indecency with a child. He pled guilty and was charged with a 10-year probation sentence. In order to
Okay, bro. So let me get this straight. The black dude gives minors drugs and he sexually assaulted them. He gets 28 months in jail. Meanwhile, while the white nigga does it, 10-year probation sentence? Make it make sense, bro. Give both of these niggas life. Put them under the jail, actually, bro. Both of these dudes do not need to see the light of day again.
To clear his name, claiming that he had been pushed into confessing a guilty plea by a Dallas Cowboys front office who were anxious to quell the uproar from outraged fans. He argued his case in a 1987 edition of D Magazine, but the guilty plea will likely be the only thing that gets remembered.
Number one, Jerry Jones.
The Dallas Cowboys. 140 million. Okay.
And the face of the Cowboys started to change almost immediately after the news of his purchase. Tom Landry has been ousted.
Especially when he's the most innovative, controversial, and bombastic owner in the NFL.
You've got to make this be a success or look like a success, or you'll never be able to do anything for the rest of your life.
Apparently has found a new foe. Jerry Jones, the powerful owner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Non-disclosure agreement, a history of litigation, loyalty to the mothership, fear of Cowboys leadership, mistrust of journalists in an era of epic partisanship and outrage, a culture of secrecy that might impress the mafia. The reasons for these tight lips were legion.
Bro, okay, bro. I thought they were talking about something else at first. I ain't gonna hold you.
Player scandals that continue to emerge from the Dallas Cowboys locker room, the latter stages of the 1980s brought a new brand of drama, this time within the front office. Jerry Jones, a businessman who acquired the team in
Bro, why is he smiling like this?
For a turbulent tenure by immediately firing Tom Landry. What made the firing so contentious was that Landry had been the head coach of the Cowboys since their first venture into the league in 1960. His remarkable tenure had stretched 29 years, nurturing the Cowboys from a struggling expansion franchise to 2 Super Bowls and the title of America's team. He was the man responsible for bringing glory to Dallas, and Jerry Jones fired him immediately. It is true that the Cowboys had been struggling and had declined to a 3-13 record in 1988. Still, Jones' decision to unceremoniously discard the head coach without even having the courtesy to speak with him beforehand was unpopular among Cowboys fans. Tech Schramm, the general manager,
so this nigga came in and started fucking up.
Was now
holy shit.
Team. Despite Jones' abrupt and reckless start to his time in Dallas, the team became a powerhouse quickly. His buddy, Jimmy Johnson, was the man brought in to replace the legend.
Jimmy Johnson.
And it took him just 3 seasons to reach the playoffs. With the help of Troy Aikman at quarterback, Johnson followed this playoff appearance up with not 1, but 2 consecutive Super Bowl victories in the 1992 and 93 seasons. It was a remarkable turnaround in which everyone was indeed a winner. Jones' heavy-handed first few days on the job looked vindicated as he appeared to be embarking on a new NFL dynasty with his friend Johnson by his side. Well, not quite. Despite the success, the relationship between Jones and Johnson quickly soured. It is well reported that Jones wanted to ensure he got his fair share of credit for the role in back-to-back Super Bowl wins, whereas Johnson insisted that he called the shots and made all of the personnel moves. The anger between the two men inspired Jones to use an owners' meeting to slate Johnson and tell reporters 500 coaches could have won the Super Bowl with that team. Johnson was fired not long later. Just won 2 consecutive Super Bowls. That's how petty Jerry Jones can be.
See, bro, this is his problem, gang. Like, come on, you can't be petty like that. You can't be. But I kind of understand it. But bro, why fire him? If y'all won back-to-back Super Bowls since he's become the head coach, why? Like, I don't understand.
Plenty of criticism for Jones over the years. Still, in fairness to him, the Cowboys did lift another Lombardi trophy 2 years later, with Barry Switzer at the helm. Regardless of who was responsible for compiling that Cowboys roster, it is undeniable that they were a supremely talented group. Between 1991 and 1999, they went to the playoffs in 8 of the 9 seasons, including 3 Super Bowl victories. They had become a great NFL dynasty, but the friction and turmoil in the front office filtered down dramatically to the locker room. Behind all the glory was an environment that fostered scandal and outrage.
Cocaine Cowboys is crazy.
A dynasty built on talent, charisma, and the relentless pursuit of perfection. They embodied the swagger and star power of America's team.
The Cowboys' dominance on the field was often overshadowed by off-field controversy, with some players becoming as infamous for their behavior as they were famous for their football prowess.
The narrative of the 90s Cowboys is incomplete without acknowledging the dark side, a culture that sometimes celebrated excess, leading to a series of scandals that threatened to overshadow their on-field achievements.
The media heard about the White House.
The team's White House, a term coined for a house used by players for partying, became a symbol of the excesses and lack of discipline that some felt plagued the franchise.
The name Cocaine Cowboys reflects the chaotic world that existed behind the closed doors of the Dallas Cowboys locker room, producing several high-profile drug-related incidents and scandals. Most notably, the discovery of the infamous White House, where players would go to escape, party, and do drugs. The president of this particular White House was Michael Irvin, the
oh my
Hall of
gosh,
Fame wide receiver, who was influential in helping the Cowboys win 3 Super Bowls in the 90s and establish their dynasty. The 2-story home located in Cul-de-Sac near the practice facility featured 5 bedrooms, large screen TVs, a pool table, and a wet bar, providing the perfect place for players to kick back and relax. While it was undoubtedly a perfect place to unwind, that is not what the White House became renowned for. Instead, it was known for its parties, fueled by drugs and alcohol, and attended by girls who had been recruited by Michael Irvin and his former personal assistant.
Recruited?
They went out to town after practice.
Bro, this ain't football, baby.
Of women to invite.
The hell? Recruiting? This ain't college, my nigga.
Worthy of a James Bond film, dazzling on the gridiron by day and satisfying all kinds of vices at night. However, all good things must come to an end, and it did so quickly after an investigative story on the local news revealed the White House and its controversial purpose in 1996.
Michael Irvin will plead not guilty because he is not guilty of this offense and will be tried in a court, not in the press.
Yeah, okay, buddy.
Coinciding with this dramatic revelation came the arrest of Michael Irvin for an unrelated incident. Police had found Irvin in a hotel room with marijuana and cocaine, for which he was charged with second-degree felony cocaine possession. He was fined $10,000, ordered to perform 800 hours of community service.
That's pocket change for him, though.
For the first 5 games of the 1996 season. It was a shocking moment that revealed the dark side of the Dallas Cowboys. The Golden Boys, who were dominating the NFL, were gorging themselves on a secret life of drugs and alcohol. It certainly called into question the public image of the Cowboys and whether they could really still be America's team. Michael Irvin was the headline name for much of the Cocaine Cowboys era, with his drug abuse and role as the president of the White House well reported. Still, there was an even more shocking incident that slipped under the radar in comparison. While waiting in the barbers in 1998, Irvin took issue with a younger player named Sean McIver, who was already in the chair getting his haircut. Irvin pulled rank and demanded priority, but McIver wasn't having it.
What is it?
Irvin pulled rank and demanded priority, but McIver wasn't having it. The two quickly descended into a physical altercation.
Wait,
in which
did he want to
ended up stabbing his teammate in the neck with
the
scissors,
fuck?
Narrowly missing.
Yeah, that's that cocaine right there, bro. That's that cocaine kicking in. Did he want him to get out the chair or some shit so he can get a haircut? Bro, I would have stood on business too, gang.
The
fuck you mean?
An unbelievable incident was kept mostly out of the public.
Nah, but Michael Irvin
by
is
some
crazy.
Savvy moves by owner Jerry Jones, who helped negotiate a 6-figure settlement between them. As the years ticked over into the early 2000s, it seemed as if scandal and outrage were waiting around every corner for the Dallas Cowboys.
Okay.
In 2001, Nate Newton became the latest high-profile
Yo, he look like he done
name
seen
on the
a ghost,
Cowboys
gang.
roster, embroiled in shocking legal issues. Having helped the Dallas Cowboys win their 3 Super Bowls in the 1990s, Newton was later arrested after being found with 213 pounds of marijuana. A similar incident 5 weeks later was enough to earn him a sentencing of 30 months in federal prison.
Damn.
Question
For marijuana, gang?
would take such risks. He said that his competitive nature
I mean, shit, it was illegal back then, like crazy, gang.
claiming he stood to make $75,000 per deal. In 2003, Dwayne Goodrich was arrested and sentenced to 7.5 years in prison for a hit-and-run incident.
Damn.
In which he had struck two motorists who were trying to rescue a man from
Oh yeah, you deserve to go to jail. Shit, give him a longer sentence actually.
A further 5 years for 3 counts of failure to stop and render aid after the incident.
Yo.
A similar incident occurred almost a decade later when offensive tackle Josh Brent was convicted of intoxication manslaughter. He had crashed at least 110 miles.
Bro, what is up with these NFL players getting drunk and getting behind the wheel? Like, when will NFL players learn not to do shit like this? When not to fucking speed? Happened with him. Happened with Henry Ruggs. We all know how that situation turned out. And then with Jordan Addison. Well, Jordan Addison kind of had a good excuse because of his dog. You know what I'm saying? But
killing his friend and teammate Jerry Brown.
Damn, bro.
Brent failed the sobriety.
I think something happened like that with Jalen Carter as well. That killed a teammate or some shit.
10 years probation. The next Cowboy to be arrested on drug-related charges was wide receiver Sam Hurd. Following a 5-year career with the Cowboys between 2006 and 2010, Hurd was arrested after it was discovered that he had been living a secret second life as a drug lord. The former Cowboy was caught running an organization that would move approximately 4 kilograms
4
of
kilos
a week, revealing to an undercover cop that he was hoping to increase his supply further.
You're a dumbass, nigga. Why are you telling people about the product?
He revealed was enough to have him arrested.
Dumbass.
He was eventually sentenced to 15
Oh
years
my
in jail
gosh, you're an idiot.
In 2008, Cowboys cornerback Adam Jones.
Adam Pac-Man Jones.
Related altercation with his bodyguard, resulting in him being checked into an alcohol rehabilitation facility. Unfortunately, incidents like this were common for Jones, with the team later releasing him after he was linked to a shooting in Las Vegas in 2000.
Yeah, I remember that.
Around the same time, future
I think I did a video on Adam Pac-Man Jones.
His stories are far less severe, but they contributed to the trend of locker room chaos for the Cowboys. In 2006, he was fined $35,000 for spitting at Atlanta Falcons quarterback D'Angelo Hall. He blamed Hall's trash talking and aggression for the act, but did apologize for it in the end.
That's crazy.
Unfortunately for T.O., it wasn't just players on the opposing team that he had fallouts with. His most high-profile fallout came in 2008, with teammates Tony Romo and Jason Witten on the receiving end of his frustration. He believed that the quarterback-tight end combo, who were close friends, were secretly meeting and creating plays on their own. Owens was then accused of quitting on routes, making gestures on the sideline to Romo, and even blaming Jason Garrett's offensive system for his worst statistical season. As recently as January 2024, Owens took to Twitter to call Romo, Witten, and Garrett snakes.
It's America's team.
Shit.
America's team.
America's team. America's team.
Super Bowl champion.
The Dallas Cowboys' image as America's team was tarnished by the early 1980s when it was revealed that several players were involved in drug use, prompting a series of investigations and casting a shadow over the franchise's success.
The infamous White House became a symbol of the Cowboys' excesses during the 1990s, a place where players could escape the public eye and indulge in a lifestyle that included drugs and parties, leading to questions about the team's discipline and focus.
CBS 11 did reach out to Jerry Jones' personal spokesperson tonight. We do know there's a hearing set for March 31st, where we do expect to learn more about the case.
While the players can only blame themselves for most of the scandals that have taken place over the recent decades, it is essential to look at the role of Jerry Jones in setting the tone inside the Cowboys organization. The success of the 1990s has been replaced by a very underwhelming and chaotic couple of decades in the 2000s.
Yo, why did he make his lips like that?
And personal scandals have
Oh
come under
shit.
scrutiny. Since 2000, Dallas has only been to the playoffs 10 times and hasn't been to a single conference championship. Over 2 decades of frustration and underperformance, and plenty of the blame can be attributed to Jerry Jones, the man who runs the show. Let's run through his checkered history and try to get an understanding of where it all went wrong. When Jerry Jones took over the ownership of the team in 1989, he assigned himself the roles of president and general manager. Aside from the controversy of firing the legendary coach Tom Landry, story. Jones made more headlines in 1995 by allegedly violating the league sponsorship rules. As a result, he was on the receiving end of a $300 million lawsuit from the NFL.
Damn.
Jones had bypassed the league and secured his own advertising sponsorships as he felt the Cowboys brand was big enough to do so. In response to the lawsuit, Jones responded with a $750 million antitrust suit of his own, which ultimately ended in a settlement in which he got what he wanted. The Cowboys were not just allowed to keep the sponsors that Jones had negotiated, but also acquired more. Jones had asserted his dominance over the league and won. This sense of power and invincibility perhaps led to some of the scandals that followed. In 2009, photographs were taken of Jerry Jones in compromising and inappropriate positions with strippers at a party.
Oh,
when
shit.
the photos were shared with the press 4 years later, it became a huge story.
What was
Primarily
it?
because of Jones' 50-year marriage that had produced 3 children. He deflected the
Yo!
story by saying it was a misrepresentation. And someone
My
took the
nigga really a
photo
pimp
for
out
their
here like
purposes.
that. That's
Unfortunately for
crazy.
Jones, more deflecting work was needed as another exotic dancer named Jana Weckerly filed a lawsuit against him soon after the photos were revealed. She claimed that Jones had sexually assaulted her at the same party, which Jones vehemently denied. It was another complex situation in which accusations of abuse were hurled against Jones, and allegations of extortion were sent back in the other direction. Ultimately, a judge dismissed the lawsuit, and a mediator reportedly settled the case. More accusations of sexual assault arrived in 2020, as another woman claimed that Jones had kissed her on the mouth and forcibly grabbed her without consent. The scathing lawsuit also attacked the Cowboys, stating they had the duty to prevent the assault. It claimed that Jones had been placed in the position of authority by the Cowboys in direct contact with females, when it was known that he had problems with womanizing and had dangerous sexual propensities. The woman in question claimed that she had suffered severe emotional distress and psychological pain and suffering. The lawsuit was initially dismissed in February 2022. However, it has since been reopened, and further appeals by Jerry Jones were rejected by the Texas Supreme Court. He will face a jury trial on March 3rd, 2025.
Okay,
in which it is
next
reported
year.
that he will claim he does not remember the woman in question and will vehemently deny that he would sexually
Shit, I
assault
want
someone.
like, bro. Of course he's not gonna remember. Nigga, you see how old he is? Probably got dementia by now.
And
Like,
a
yo,
level of media,
bro is
children,
like
and
100 years old, gang.
Jones is fighting another lawsuit this year. This
Damn.
time against a claim that he is the biological father of a woman in her mid-20s.
Bro,
In 1998,
what?
Jones had reached a settlement with a woman called Cynthia Davis that stated he would provide financial support to her daughter, Alexandra Davies, provided they did not reveal him as her father. ESPN reported that Jones had paid nearly $3 million to Alexandra, including tuition fees, trips, and an expensive car, with lawyer Don Jack confirming that he had made the payments on Jones' behalf. The lawsuit emerged after Alexandra claimed that Jones' agreement with her mother was invalid. However, a judge has since ruled that it was indeed valid. The woman had argued that a contract that denies a child the opportunity to establish paternity would violate a Texas public policy, but Jones' defense ultimately won. But on July 23rd, the case concluded abruptly, with both parties agreeing to drop the respective lawsuits. The settlement resolved all outstanding issues, including a defamation lawsuit filed by Davis,
Wait,
and a
huh?
separate patronage action she initiated. Details of the settlement have not been publicly disclosed, and Jones stated that he was satisfied with the resolution. Despite sending millions of dollars in their direction, he has constantly denied that he is Alexandra's father. The NFL's efforts to stamp out racism are rightly front and center in their communications, but it is unfortunately a line that Jones has occasionally found himself on the wrong side of. To begin with, one of the first ever reported stories surrounding the Cowboys owner is of a 14-year-old Jerry Jones participating in a protest against the desegregation of North Little Rock High School. The story began to circle after a photo taken
Bro
in
got a
1957
cigarette in his mouth.
emerged. In it, Jones can be seen combining with a group of white students to block 6 African-American students from entering the school.
Y'all lame
When
as
asked about
hell,
this
bro.
photo, Jones said his presence was more out of curiosity, claiming that nobody there had any idea of what was going to take place.
Bro, nigga lying his ass off, gang, bro. I know you got dementia, bro, but you know exactly what the fuck you were doing. Let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it spade for spade, my nigga. You knew exactly what the fuck you were doing.
The emergence of this photo brought Jones' behavior in his high-profile role into question. In particular, his efforts in stamping out racism in the NFL and the support of black coaches. Throughout his 35-year tenure, Jones has hired no black head coaches, just 2 offensive or defensive coordinators, and none since 2008. That is a striking fact associated with Jones, made worse when combined with alleged comments
but you know, and it's kind of same for like QBs too, but Dak is half black, half white, so maybe that half white is why Dak is the starting QB right now. But they also have Trey Lance. So
by Jim Trotter,
I don't know.
A former NFL Network reporter. Trotter alleged that his NFL contract had not
been
renewed.
Is that why he won't pay CeeDee Lamb?
Diversity in the
Bro.
Office. In his complaint, Trotter featured a transcript in which he questioned Jerry Jones on the lack of black head coaches in the NFL. In response, Jones said, if black coaches feel some kind of way, they should buy their own team and hire who they want to hire.
Wow.
The defense of Texans owner Bob McNair, who controversially compared NFL players to inmates. In response to
I ain't gonna lie, he does low-key got a point, bro, because some NFL players can't really do a damn thing, bro. Like, niggas can't gamble. They can't, like, bro, they can't do any fucking thing, for real.
The national anthem. During an owners meeting, McNair said, we can't have the
like, why can't, like, bro, just let them be free, gang.
Twice.
Shit is crazy.
McNair admitting he was wrong to say it, Jones still felt obliged to defend his fellow GM, saying, this is really unfortunate, the way that it came out. He's the first to tell you that he misused his words, but it's so unfortunate because he's a high-quality individual. Of course, McNair and Jones were very much on the same side of the argument surrounding the protest during the national anthem. The silent protest of taking a knee was started by Colin Kaepernick.
Yes, sir. Shout out Colin Kaepernick.
Pride in a flag for a country that oppresses.
Bro, this nigga got blackballed for the league just for that. Just for sticking up for his race. Shit crazy.
Participating in the silent protest by vowing to bench any cowboy who disrespects the flag.
Nigga, fuck you. The fuck? I'll be damn. I let Jerry Jones talk to me like that. And I'm standing on my knee, nigga.
Bench any cowboy who
bench me then.
Eventually,
the fuck? I'm still getting paid. Shit.
And taking a knee before the national anthem prior to a game against Arizona. However, the move did receive some skepticism towards Jones' true motivations in doing so. The scandals were not just restricted to the players. In 2015, the Dallas Cowboys faced a significant scandal involving their cheerleading squad.
Oh gosh.
4 cheerleaders had accused the team's senior vice president for public relations.
Oh gosh.
They alleged that he had used a security card to access their locker room and was seen taking inappropriate photos and videos.
Oh my good, bro, what is up with this freak ass organization, gang? Yo, everybody on this team, like, bro, just get rid of the whole organization at this point, bro. Get rid of Jerry Jones, get rid of everybody, bro. Just get rid of the Dallas Cowboys altogether. Like, they shouldn't even be an organization anymore. Like, bro, don't even call them the Dallas Cowboys, bro. Bro, this shit is crazy.
Each of the cheerleaders involved received a payout of just under $400,000 as part of a $2.4 million settlement with the team. Despite the Cowboys feeling the need to pay out such a large amount and give Dalrymple a written warning, he remained in his position for another 6 years. He did so right up until ESPN began investigating the story in more detail, at which point he coincidentally retired. There was barely a mention of his retirement on the team website, despite him having been such a close ally to Jerry Jones for 32 years. ESPN's investigation found that the settlement included a non-disclosure agreement with the cheerleaders, their spouses, and Cowboys officials, stating that the matter would never be discussed again. As a result, the team managed to keep the story out of the news and keep Dalrymple in his place. When the Cowboys met with the cheerleaders to discuss the matter, the cheerleaders were unsatisfied with the response, which essentially said there was no evidence of the photos on Dalrymple's phone. In an attempt
probably because he deleted them.
The cheerleaders found and shared another story about Dalrymple, in which he was accused of taking upskirt photos of the team's senior vice president, Charlotte Jones Anderson, which is also Jerry Jones' daughter.
Wow!
During the 2015 NFL draft.
Nah, the daughter is crazy, gang. Nah, that's foul. That's foul as fuck.
Jerry Jones operates.
Yo.
One former player told Go Long that the Cowboys organization was morally corrupt, stating it was a company rooted in friendships more than business. This former player went on to say that if you agree with Jerry Jones, you're in. In the case of Dalrymple, he was given the exact blueprint that had been executed by Jerry Jones countless times before. An agreement that provides the claimant with a big bag of cash in exchange for a promise of silence. From Jones' racy photos with strippers in 2009 to the sexual assault claim and the biological father case that are still ongoing, there is a sense of invincibility that is fueled by finances and a grasp of the legal system. If you're in with Jones, it sounds like you benefit from the same support. Perhaps the best description of the culture set by Jones came from Sarah Hepola in 2022 for Texas Monthly. When investigating the voyeurism scandal and other potential issues, she wrote, "Non-disclosure agreements, a history of litigation, loyalty to the mothership, fear of Cowboys leadership, mistrust of journalists in an era of epic partisanship and outrage, a culture of secrecy that might impress the mafia. The reasons for these tight lips were legion." One of the other scandals Sarah Hepola referred to in the article occurred just before the voyeurism scandal, in which a cheerleader called Erica Wilkins sued the team for lost wages. Wilkins had enjoyed a standout year in which she had made the elite show group and featured solo on the swimsuit calendar. For her efforts, she received just $4,700 after taxes, which was a humiliatingly low amount when compared to the $65,000 earned by the man who played the team's mascot. Cheerleaders were being paid $8 an hour for practice and a flat rate for games and appearances, with Wilkins also claiming she worked uncompensated hours, often exceeding 40 hours a week. The organization has also been criticized for its lack of diversity. They have consistently produced a cheerleading squad with a minimal presence of black cheerleaders, and a black woman in 2014 was asked not to wear her natural hairstyle, but to straighten it to look more feminine. When combining
that's racist as fuck, yo.
And the voyeurism scandal, it reflects an organization that is rife with systemic issues and mismanagement, reflecting a broader pattern of racism, inappropriate behavior, and undervaluing labor. As we continue our journey through the 2010s, there are more examples of player scandals associated with the Cowboys. Jones really tested his fans' loyalty by signing Greg Hardy in 2015, who had recently been arrested for domestic violence and was still under investigation.
Beating on woman, gang? Chris Breezy?
Had reportedly thrown his girlfriend in the bathtub, dragged her out by her hair, strangled her, tossed her onto a futon covered with rifles, and threatened to kill
bro,
her.
like, I've said this shit before, bro. If you feel the need to put your hands on women, bro, you're bitch made, bro. Like, I don't fuck with that shit. If you purposely abuse women, and especially if they don't do nothing to you, bro, like, I understand if they, you know what I'm saying, keep hitting you or shit like that. Don't really try to beat them up, bro. Just try to push them away or walk away your fucking self. But if they got like a weapon or some shit, then you got no choice but to turn Chris Breezy in this motherfucker. But if you're just goddamn just piecing her shit up for no reason, like, bro, you're bitch made. Like, it's simple as that.
Influential figures such as Mayor Mike Rawlings voiced their concerns, joining a
chorus
of
crazy
who condemned the signing of Greg Hardy, a player recently given 18 months probation and a 60-day jail sentence for
Look at this goofy ass nigga.
Ultimately, the charges were dismissed after Hardy's ex-girlfriend refused to testify, with the New York Post
because she's scared, bro. Like, that's exactly why I hate shit like this, bro. They're fucking terrified. If she would have testified, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then he would have probably did something to her, bro. Like, something crazy. Or got somebody else to do something to her. She's fucking terrified.
that Hardy had paid off his accuser. The smiling, happy photos of Jerry Jones with Greg Hardy at his official signing presented a disturbing contrast to the ongoing NFL investigation. Hardy was suspended for 10 games.
Y'all could have picked a whole better photo for Jerry Jones. I ain't gonna hold you, gang. That shit is creepy as hell.
It is always a business first for Jerry Jones, who took a similar approach to another domestic violence incident 1 year later, this time involving a star running back, Ezekiel Ezekiel Elliott.
Oh
In July
shit, what about Zeke?
2016, Elliott's then girlfriend, Tiffany Thompson, reported to police that Elliott had beaten her multiple times, producing bruises on her shoulders, forearms, hips, and neck. Elliott insisted that he did not abuse his girlfriend, but that the bruises had emerged after she got into a fight at a bar earlier that night. While no criminal charges were ever placed on Elliott, the NFL did run its own investigation, in which they determined there was substantial evidence supporting a finding that Elliott engaged in physical violence on multiple occasions. Elliott was then suspended for 6 games by Commissioner Roger Goodell, which was not well received by Jerry Jones. Jones was furious that Elliott was suspended, arguing that there was no evidence he was guilty. Jones targeted Commissioner Goodell by saying, "I'm gonna come after you with everything I have." He referenced the Deflategate incident, claiming, "If you think Bob Kraft came after you hard, Kraft is a pussy compared to what I'm going to do."
Yo!
Another example of Jones prioritizing his own needs and that of the team.
Nah, bro, this shit is crazy.
To understand the serious nature of domestic violence claims, his response to the punishment inflicted on Elliott also reflects the mafia comparison Sarah Hepala used in the Dallas Times. You can expect to feel his wrath if Jones doesn't get his way.
Nah, this is insane.
It has been a messy tenure for America's team in recent years. The lack of wins on the field has produced a frustrated fan base, contributing to some of the scandals.
What the fuck is going on?
In 2015, the New York Post reported that a crowd of people had egged on a Dallas fan to kill another fan.
Wait, huh?
A crowd of people had egged on a Dallas fan to kill another fan.
Now, so if you would have killed that fan, I want all the people who egged them on to get time too, bro. Cause what the fuck are y'all doing?
It started as a brawl between several people, got very serious.
Bro, people can never just throw hands like men, bro.
Head, and he pulled the trigger.
Oh my gosh.
And killing him.
Oh man.
Was sentenced to 20 years.
20 years, yeah. Give everybody else who egged him on 40 years, gang. Double that shit because they egged him on to do it.
In 2023,
yo, this shit ain't it.
Fan was jumped by 3 Cowboys fans as he walked back to his truck. Russell suffered a dislocated ankle and fractured leg, which required surgery. But perhaps the darkest incident in fan history goes back to 1995. Following a Dallas Cowboys defeat to the San Francisco 49ers, a 21-year-old Cowboys fan approached a group of fans and asked if they supported the 49ers. When they replied yes, he opened fire, killing one and seriously injuring.
What the fuck? Oh my gosh, bro. Yo, so you're telling me just because somebody's a fan of a team, you want to off them in GTA, bro? You're a pussy. Like, bro, you're bitch made, bro. What the? There's no reason for this. It's a sport at the end of the day. It's never that serious. It's not like you're getting paid. Like, come on, gang. This shit is outrageous.
That there is also a very dark side to fandom.
Yo, I don't think I could ever go to
so much controversy
NFL game. I might go to one and that might be it, gang. Cause yo,
can the Dallas Cowboys really still be called America's team? From Peter Jent's
shit, hopefully not, gang. Cause if this is what America's team is looking like, bro, I hate to see what non-America teams looking like, nigga.
The scandal tenure of Jerry Jones, the Cowboys' history is a dark one. Jones has established a culture of power and invincibility, where off-field scandals and ethical controversies are commonplace, fought off by his dominant presence and business acumen. The team's once glorious image has been tarnished by repeated incidents of misconduct, ranging from player scandals to internal management issues and controversy. The consequence of such turmoil and heavy-handed involvement from Jones has been a disappointing stretch, with no Super Bowl appearances since 1995 and just 10 playoff berths in the last 24 years.
Damn.
Are the Cowboys really America's team?
Damn, bro. Shit, what do you guys think, bro? This was a crazy video. This is probably like the craziest NFL related video I've ever reacted to, bro. Man, I did not know a lot of this shit was going on behind the scenes, bro. Like, because I really wasn't starting to really get into, you know what I'm saying, football in the NFL and shit until like, what, 2019, bro? Like, but this shit is just on a whole different level. But I want to know what you guys think down in the comments below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Turn on post notifications to get notified whenever I drop another banger video. We're on the road to 500 subs and we get more banger NFL reactions like this. So without further ado, I'm out. Gang!